Okay, I should be back up. Yep, I sound fine now. Let's check. Kick. Okay, my chat is not hooked up. Where is the sound playing from? Can I still hear myself? Yo, what's up? Okay. Sorry, audio was going weird for a second there. I just muted all of the tabs. I was like hearing my echo. Okay. Let's check that Twitch chat's working. Twitch chat's working. Is Kick working? Kick is not working. One sec. Let me just get this up real quick. Oh, let's get some music going too. Whoa, going to Taiwan? Yo, I'm so jealous. I mean, I did just go to Taiwan, but I'm still jealous. There we go. Turn off the monitor in audio settings. Yeah, I don't have it playing in the stream, but I can hear it in in my ear. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, tell me all about it. It's gonna be Taiwan is an amazing place, but yeah, they don't speak great English, so you might need to have a tour guide or something, or not a tour guide, but like a guide to get you where you're going. Oh, Jay's going. Okay, yeah, yeah. So I actually know Jay's family. His wife is Taiwanese. I've met her. Um, lots of fun. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Yep. Kind of crazy. Yeah, I went to church in Salt Lake, and they were there, and I was like, "Hey, I recognize you. You you work with me, right?" He's like, "Yeah." So we met. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries if you gotta hop off. Um, but while you're still here, I do have kind of a crazy story of my trip in Taiwan. So, um, we were okay, let's see. Where do I start? So, my son, he's like 1, right? And he was he was not feeling well. I guess he had maybe drank tech. Come on, stream, you can do it. Okay, my stream is coming back up. I wonder if the internet in the area is going down a little bit. All right, back up. So, I'll do the YouTuber thing. I'll pull up a thing so I can draw while I talk, just to make it a little bit more engaging. Da, 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 da. Ah, why is it always light mode? I gotta figure that out. Not gradient. There we go. All right. Story time. I'm going to try my hand at telling a story on stream. Not very good at this yet. All right. So here we were in Taiwan, and my son had the poops. He had diarrhea. And it was like 3 days. 3 days. 12 poops a day. Little man was struggling. His butt was suffering. And so we were like, oh no, this is like he's clearly sick. It's not just, oh, he's getting used to the food. It was like, no, he's clearly sick. And so finally, one of the days we were like, all right, we're going to go to the doctor. And so we look up doctors in Taiwan. Turns out you just go to the hospital, right? And so we head on over to the hospital. We walk in the door. First thing you do, so here's the hospital, right? So front door right here. We walk in the door. Someone's right here. Okay. They say, all right, you got to go get a number. It's right over here. So there's like these desks. You get a number, right? And then it was like within 30 seconds, I was at the desk. And I was telling them, okay, we need to see a doctor. My son's sick. They say, oh, do you have your passport? Yeah, so we're idiots. We weren't carrying our passports on us. But guess what? A picture of the passport. Good enough. Good enough. And so we go in, we show them this picture of the passport, and they're like, okay, yeah. So here's your number. Go upstairs. So there's an All right. Well, I'll just keep going. I'm recording at least. All right. So we go upstairs, and it's a little packed. But we go to this like front desk. There's like a circle desk in the center, and we're like, where do we go? In broken Chinese. They're like, go over here. So there's this doctor's office over here. Turns out we're up. So we waited like 30 seconds. We get it. So, okay, real quick. Just a recap. 30 seconds here. 30 seconds here. We go into the doctor. Doctor says, what's up? In our broken Chinese with very little medical Chinese experience, we say, he's got diarrhea. We think he's sick with something, whatever. And he tries to tell us in Chinese, okay, here's what we're gonna do, right? Like, here's what it probably is. It's either this or this. More likely it was bacterial infection, again, probably from drinking water or something. And so within like, let's call it like 5 minutes, we had a diagnosis and a prescription. So diagnosis and prescription. Right? Crazy. It was the doctor too. It wasn't just like, oh, we're going to see the nurse while the doctor is seeing other patients. No, we went into the doctor. There was a nurse in the room as well. She was like playing with our son. It was great. Um, 5 minutes later, they say, all right, just go downstairs. Well, actually, no. So we go out of the room, we go to the center desk, and we pay. And I'm gonna get to that later. So we pay the money right here. And then we go back downstairs, right? And over here, right over here, pharmacy. Within another, let's call it 5 minutes, I have picked up the prescription and I'm out the door. So in total, something like, let's call it less than 15 minutes. Right? Less than 15 minutes at this hospital. We got to see the doctor with just a picture of our passport. We got a diagnosis, a prescription, picked up the prescription. And guess how much it cost? No insurance. Remember, I don't have insurance. I'm a foreigner. Cost me $30 USD. $30. So, yeah, healthcare in Taiwan, pretty elite. Also, the medication that we got totally worked almost immediately. Yeah, kid's totally fine. So, yeah, there you go. That's our wonderful Taiwan experience at the hospital. Something that I did not expect to be so impactful, but yeah, pretty cool country, Taiwan. They're doing a lot of cool things, doing a lot of things right. All right, let's get back to the gaming development. So today, let's look at my list. I'm usually sorted top to bottom. I'm not sorted top to bottom in order of priority. Dang it. So this one, I looked into it. There's still lag on low-end devices. I think I'm just going to have to not address that right now. Build Godot without 3D. That could be interesting. I could go over that today if anyone wants to see that. Because I've done it before, but I have not done it for Droppy Ball. Sorry, getting some text. All right. So that's an option. File IO is pretty slow. Yeah, that's right. I did say that. Maybe consider saving less. That is an interesting. I don't want to do that right now. I think that's kind of a, again, the low end phones. I have to kind of just write them off to some degree. All right, clipping through the lip of the box. I have solved that. In fact, I solved a lot. So let's play a game. Let's play a round. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play it in full screen. So I changed the shape of the box, which I'm sure you saw as I was telling my story or whatever. The box is now using a collision polygon 2D. Why is there no stream about building a game with Win32 and C? Hey, good point. Welcome to the stream, Mr. KMMM. Why is there no stream about building a game with Win32 and C? You know what? That is a very good question because, quite frankly, I actually want to do that. I don't know where you came from, but do I know you, Mr. K? Let me think. Join the Discord and tell me who you are if you'd like. No. Okay, so I have been following Handmade Hero. Do you know about Handmade Hero? Yeah, you know about Handmade Hero? Okay, I have been following it. I've made it 27 days in, which is what most people say is about when you can break off and start making your game. What are you curious about? I could go over some things. Here, we're gonna put you front and center for a second here. Yeah, I'm definitely curious to know if people would want to see me fumble my way through making a game from scratch. Because it's pretty rough. Like, I'm not super good at this. I think it's good to build with Win32 and C because you will know how everything. Yeah, I totally agree. I like I said, this is like literally my dream. I want to make a game using the Windows API. I'm gonna put you back down here. And you know, I've gotten somewhat far, right? Here, let's just run it. So, you know, it's just like this is Handmade Hero, right? I just followed along. I've got some like controller input. I can move this. It'll play a sound. If I uncomment that code, I can change things on the fly. So if I change this, let's see, what if I just do equals 0 like this and then build it, then boom, it just changes it on the fly. Pretty cool. So yeah, I'm learning. I just don't know how much people would want to watch that on stream. But it sounds like you do. That could be enough for me. I do have a game idea. So yeah, okay, that's actually the real issue here, right? So let's pop this open. Real issue here. Oh, right, I should probably kill this. Is that, and again, I need to figure out how to make this default to black. The main issue here, right, is that I have 2 games already. So I am working on Droppy Ball. Droppy Ball. This is a project that has plagued me for a few years. Here, I'm gonna write a bit smaller. Oh, not 56. All right, so I got Droppy Ball. and I released it to Steam. So Steam is done. I've released it to the Play Store. That's done. I want to release it to the App Store. Not done. So I got that to do. Next, I have Loop Cell. This I'm working on with my brother. Oh. Brother and my friend. This was a GMTK Game Jam game. We think it's really cool. We've made a lot of progress on it, but we still have a long way to go. We got Steam. Not done. Demo. Not done. Playtest. Not done. And so we got a lot going on with this. And then there's my third game, which is going to be with my brother. Right now it's just called Project Mojo Mos. This is in the planning stage. The engine, I want to make it from scratch, Win32, right? Not done. We got a story. Not done. Art. Not done. So basically, like, I think I kind of want to start from the top here. This is kind of what I'm running into right now, so that I could just like put like a bunch of janky stuff in it and make the game like kind of wacky. And it's going to cost $1 and you get every skin. And this will just be kind of a way to support me. And also learn how to monetize things because I'm terrible at all of this. Basically, I got a huge roadmap. I do really like is Droppy Ball for now, because we're kind of taking a break on Loop Cell. Thursday, Handmade Hero. Friday, games. I think I could live with that. And then the weekend could be for Loop Cell. Hey, what's up? What's up, Sir Lunchalot? I was just telling the new chatter here, Mr. K Triple M, that yeah, I want to build my engine. Yeah, and game. Yeah, so I was just telling new chatter here that I have a roadmap, right? So I have Droppy Ball that still has work. Not a lot, but it still has a lot of work. Well, okay. Wow, I just said that very contradictorily. I have some work to do on Droppy Ball still. Loop Cell, we're kind of on a break. I mean, not really. Like, I'm trying to work on it, but we do have to wait a little bit because we're trying to do it right. We're trying to market well. And like get a bunch of art done first so that the Steam release is successful. And so I was thinking like maybe I could do on Thursdays, I can start working on my game engine. And by game engine, yeah, maybe we should get into that. What's a game engine? Here, I want to talk about this, okay? We're going to just get into it. So, and I'm making a new page again. You like it? Yeah. Yeah, I want to talk about it. All right. So, what's a game engine? What is a game engine? Most people will say Unity, Godot, Unreal. Those are game engines. But more specifically, these are what I'm going to like coin as like... So C# is a language, right? So C# like, good point. This is a language, right? But what's interesting about C# is that there are a lot of tools, right? So Unity and Godot, you can write with C#. You can write the scripting with C#. Also, there's something called monogame. Actually, let's get to that let's get to that right now. So there's something called a framework. Game framework. This is stuff like Pygame. C++ is also a language. So there's the stuff like Pygame, monogame. So monogame is a C# framework for making games. SDL is a framework. It's a C++ framework for making games. So what these do is they basically just come pre-packaged with a bunch of tools. So like instead of like having an editor, right, where I can like drag shapes around or whatever, instead you'll just have fancy functions like, you know, display sprite, right? Stuff like that. So it just like gives you a bunch of functions to do what you want to do, but you still have to, you're basically making an engine, but you have a framework to work on. You have some functionality given to you. So a game engine, though, is an all-in-one package that does everything. And what does it do? Well, a game engine does some basic stuff. So it displays a window. It takes in input, player input. It displays pixels to the screen. I'm just going to say pixel buffer. It plays audio. So actually what I'm getting at is a second term. So this is the second term for a game engine. Other things it does is like interface with the GPU and physics, stuff like that, right? What am I missing? File IO. So it can like save files, whatever. So this is what an engine actually is. It's something that can do all of this for your game. The game itself is all of the code. Where will I put Vulkan and OpenGL? Yeah, so that's the GPU rendering stuff. And it's for like filling a pixel buffer. Where will I put it? So I have not learned Vulkan or OpenGL yet. I think I'm gonna do Vulkan. And I can show you a little bit why. So let's see. Graphics, libraries per platform. There's a thing. Where is it? I think I had it open on my phone. Let me check real quick. Sure don't. Graphics libraries by platform. Does that help? Which platforms use OpenGL? What? I swear I found a really cool link the other day. What graphics library does each platform use? This one. All right. So this is a list of all graphics libraries that are supported by the GPUs of different platforms. So for like Windows and Mac and Linux, it's a little bit more straightforward because they've got OpenGL and Vulkan. And I mean, as you can see, Windows 11 supports a lot of graphics libraries. You can do OpenGL in multiple versions. They've got their own graphics library. This is a Windows one. They've got Vulkan, they've got OpenCL. What gets tricky is when you want to export for other platforms, which I do. I want to actually target all of them. Fun fact. And Switch 1 and 2 support Vulkan and OpenGL. Also, I did just learn that OpenGL, yeah, macOS is only Metal, but yeah, so look at this. So OpenGL and Vulkan are made by Kronos Group. So they're actually like, yeah, it's pretty obvious that they would be supported by all the same devices. So Mac is interesting, right? So they've got this little triangle or little diamond here, right? On Mac, you can use Vulkan with this thing called Molten VK. And Molten VK is made by the Kronos Group. It is what's called a, what is it called? There's a term for it. I think it says it in here. No, it doesn't. Vulkan Portability Initiative. That's what it is. And so they're trying to do this for multiple platforms where they basically take the platform's core graphics driver and they just map it to Vulkan. So that's what they're trying to do right now. They've only done it with Mac, and I think it does have some shortcomings. So I'll have to learn that as I go. I'm actually the least excited about Mac release. So I might not even make the game for Mac. But all the other platforms definitely going to do it. Xbox only uses Direct 3D, like DirectX 12. I mean, obviously it says here that it does OpenCL, but I don't know if I understand what OpenCL is. I'll have to do some more research into what OpenCL is. Is it not? Yeah, it is Kronos Group. OpenCL specifies a programming language for programming of these. Okay. Yeah, why is it not listed here? Actually, let's get this dark mode. OpenGL. If it can't run on my Samsung fridge, I'm out. So that's, yeah, so let's talk about that, because that's one of my biggest reasons why I want to make this game engine. Is when you make a game engine from scratch, then your game is just what it needs. It doesn't have anything extra. And so that's what I'm trying to get at here, is that a game engine is actually just all of these things, right? All of these things, but for your game. So the game is a separate entity from this. That's why there's like this dichotomy, right? Of you've got engine and you've got game. You can program both separately is the idea. The game will have code for like It will take long team of you. Yeah, yes, it will take me a very long time because I work full time. I do this on the side. It's definitely my passion and I'd love to go full time, but I don't make any money doing this right now. So it's definitely just kind of a fun thing I do on the side. But yeah, the game code would be like, you know, making the player move. So let's say making the player move. What does that entail? Well, the game would need to receive input from the engine and then change its state. So you change the state. You say the player's X and Y is now this new value, right? And then you fill the pixel buffer. So you basically tell the game engine how to draw it. So there's like some sort of render phase. And what that does is it then goes back to the engine and displays it. So the engine is the thing that's interfacing with Windows. The Noida engine took the dude 3 years. Yeah, Noida's pretty crazy. So that's kind of the separation, right? And again, so let's do this. So I'm not making an engine like this. Oh, come on. I'm not making an engine like this. I'm making an engine like this. Purpose built for my game. I'm not going to do any 3D. So I don't need any 3D in this engine. I'm not going to have any physics. So I just don't put physics in the engine. My game is going to be a top-down. It's going to be the way we're describing it is Pokemon meets Zelda. Because those are like our favorite games. Why not make the game that you love? We have a really good idea, I think. It's also a little bit of Earthbound, by the way. If anyone's played Earthbound, good game. That's the way, yeah, make the game that you like, right? I can't wait to play this game. That's the craziest thing to say, like, making the game that you want to play. I mean, that's the dream. So yeah, yep, just what I need. So basically, these are the kinds of decisions you can make when you make your own game engine. You can say, oh, I don't need all this extra stuff. Godot, Unity, Unreal, like you can kind of take things out, you can take features out, but no matter what, they're always going to have more bloat than a game engine built from scratch. So yeah, that's kind of the discussion on game engines. They're always going to be more performant if you make them yourself because, okay, not always. You could be a terrible programmer, but I'd like to think I'm pretty optimization conscious. And so it's going to be smaller in size. So size is smaller. Performance better. Satisfaction 1,000,000%. That's what I'm going for. This is the dream. This is what I'm chasing. Make sense? So yeah, let's get, yeah, I mean, maybe we can get into the game. Let's do a little intro. So this is something that I created while following the series Handmade Hero. If you haven't heard of it, go watch it. It's awesome. this. 1 second, need a drink. All right. He starts off by doing an introduction to C. So these first 10 videos you can skip if you know C already, which I did. I watched the first couple and I was like, I already know this. And so I just skipped to day 1. And on day 1, you set up the build, and what that entails, and this is magic. I understand that. I understand that I can't skip it, and he like talks about setting up his environment and stuff. But I was definitely already prepared for that. Like I'm not hindered by skipping that at all. Sorry, my throat's really dry. All right. So this right here, let's even make this, oh crap. Let's make this even bigger. So this up here at the top, windows.h, this was the thing that I had never heard of before. I learned C++ in school. We built essentially console applications with it. And so I just used standard library stuff. I didn't need Windows for my C++ development. And so this was all extremely new to me. And I was blown away. I didn't know that winmain is a thing. So instead of int main, right, like int argc, what is it, char? Is it char? Star arg v? Instead of this as your entry point, Windows has their own thing, and it contains Windows information, as you can see here, which is total nonsense, I'm sure. I also didn't worry too much about this. I'm sure you can do some cool things with it. I guess we did use the H instance when creating the window. So yeah, that was like, I think the first day, all you do is you create this winmain, and then you create this window class, which this is just a function or a struct from the Windows API. And you fill it with this, and you register the class, and if that succeeds, then you make a window. And that was day 1. It's just making a window display. And I was blown away because I just did not know you could do this. I did not know you could just like write 10 lines of code and display a window on Windows. I thought you had to have Visual Studio and use C# and all of their built-in libraries and whatnot. Turns out very simple. And that's kind of just the magic of this series, is Casey Muratori's whole thing is that people just don't, like, people think that this is really hard and that it's going to take thousands of lines of code to do all of this complicated stuff. But in reality, it's not hard. It's not a lot of code, and it's just a very worthwhile endeavor. So to get into some of the cool features of this game engine that Casey walks us through making, is one of the coolest things is that you put the game code into a DLL. So you put it into a driver essentially, or just a library, right? And then you can load that code. Let's see. You can load the code into, where is it? Sorry, right here. Load the game code. And so you get the functions, right? So this game code has my update and render function and my get sound samples functions. And then I can call those right here. Yeah, too much unneeded code. I totally agree. I run into this all the time at work, where like I'm making the simplest thing, the simplest app for really low level phones, low end Android devices, and it doesn't run. It's just like why is it that tech of today sucks, right? Like why is it that things run so stinking slow? And the crazy thing is like all of our devices are just like really fast now. And so there's a lot of bloat in our software. But like if you get down to it, and here, I'm going to give an example. So Casey Muratori, I'm a big fan now. He did this thing with another YouTuber called the 1 Billion Row Challenge. It was just like a little series that he does with Marco Codes, where he talks about this challenge, 1 billion rows. I think this is it. No, this is not it. This one? 1 billion row challenge. Nope, this isn't it. It must be this one. There we go. I just had to get past all the files. It was a Java only challenge, I believe. Yeah, Java only. Java is not known for being like a fast language. It's known for having bloat. Its big draw is that it runs on a VM, and so it can run on multiple platforms really well. This 1 billion row challenge is that there was a text file with 1 billion rows, literally 1 billion rows. And the Java program you write is supposed to go through. So this is what it looks like, right? Here, I'll zoom in a little bit. It has a city and I think a temperature. I think that's what this is. And it's supposed to get every city, every 1 billion cities and their temperature. And it's supposed to output the min, mean, max. And look at this. The winners were getting it down to 1.5 seconds. In Java. This is Java code. So why is it that my Android app is like, and look at this, look at this. You can see it's like one file. It's one file. Let's see how long it is. It's like less than 500 lines of code, of Java code. So why is it that the Android apps that I make with all the Google libraries, everything, is so slow and so big? It's like 100 megabytes APK. And I'm using everything that they say in their documentation. And it's just because, yeah, people rely too much on hardware these days. Code is not written very well. And so I'm definitely hoping to break away from that. All right, back to this. One of the coolest features of this game engine is that it will check if the game code has changed, and it will reload it if it has. And so a little demonstration of that. I did this a little bit earlier, but like, here's the game, which obviously it's not really a game right now, but like I can move this stuff, right? I can just move it with user input. I'm just using WASD to move the screen. One cool feature of this is I can go into the code and let's just do this thing again. So I set the blue value to 0 on this pixel grid, and I save it and I build it, and it updates in real time. So this is hot reload already in the game engine. And you saw like it took no time at all, right? So if I save and I build, so I'm going to do here, I'm going to put the keyboard up to the mic so you can hear me press build. Look at that. Almost instant. And it kept the, yeah, key press time only. Yeah. So it kept the state, right? So I moved it, right? So if I move the player with my controller, so this little square is my player right now. So I move him over there. I can turn him white, for example. So render player. FF. I save, I build, boom. Player's white. Instantly. Like, that's so crazy. So that's an awesome feature of this game engine. Another cool feature is that it makes sure it has a fixed frame rate. To sleep. So as a fixed frame rate, so it actually doesn't take up a ton of compute cost, right? So instead of just always running through this loop and using up all of your frames, it sleeps when it's done computing and then just waits for the next frame. I have it set to 60 frames per second, I'm pretty sure, or maybe 30 frames per second right now. I don't know. Another, I mean, like, just one of the coolest things is that, like, look, this is only like 1,000 lines of code to have like almost the entire Windows platform. And I even have some like stuff that should be not in this file in here. Like a bunch of this stuff should probably be in a header file. I just didn't do that. I don't really like the idea of header files, but I'm going to use them when I need to. Let's see. What are some, I mean, it took forever for Casey to do the audio sync. So he starts with audio here on day 7. And then it takes 3 days to get audio working with just a sine wave. And then he returns to audio on day 12. So 4 days now. And then day 19 and 20. And day 20 was an almost 3-hour stream. So 19 and 20. So he took like 6 days to do audio. That was pretty rough. So I'm not excited to have to mess around with audio synchronization and stuff, because this was pretty tough. It took him a long time. But yeah, I mean, by day 25, you've done the Windows prototyping layer, which, keep in mind, he does it like an hour a day. Do I think Handmade Hero is enough to learn to work with Win32, or do I need a book like Programming Windows for Charles? I don't know. I have never professionally done Windows development. I'm looking into it. I'm looking into maybe, learning Windows development. I mean, I've learned a ton. I definitely start with Handmade Hero. I would say, like, start with Handmade Hero and then read books after. I think that's my current goal, is like, if I run into any sort of roadblock, I'm gonna have to branch out beyond what he teaches here. But also, I mean, keep in mind, there's like literally 600 days of this. I'm not gonna scroll to the bottom because it's paginated, but there's 600 days of this content. And if you go to handmadehero.org, I think is what it is. Handmade Hero. No, it's not this. This one. Guide.handmadehero.org. You can search like Windows. And you can see every time he like talks about Windows throughout the 600 or so days. And so like anytime he makes an edit to the Windows platform layer, you could potentially, yeah, he made Computer Enhance, exactly. Yeah. Which also I've never done any courses on Computer Enhance. Is it .com? Ooh, come on, Casey. We need dark mode. I've never done any of these courses. I think you have to pay. Yeah, it's not free. But in theory, he does go over a lot of code. I don't know. I guess I actually don't really know. Performance aware programming series. Does he go over Windows? Basic profiling. Yeah, I actually don't know how much this is about Windows development specifically. I think it's more of a general thing, but I don't know. But yeah, Handmade Hero is pretty awesome. I've done this, right, where I'm like, oh, I'm curious. Like, does he ever talk about whatever? Like, sometimes I'll be like, when does Casey implement OpenGL in Handmade Hero? And AI will tell me implements it around day 235. And then usually right here, boom, day 235. And then you just, oh gosh, then you just start watching on day 235 and you can see him build it out. And it's at least like a platform for learning yourself, right? So if like I would probably just watch this video. I know it's an hour and a half, but like I would just watch it and like take notes. And also you can buy the code, right? So I have the code. So if I do Ryan Reese on YouTube, I have not seen them, no. But yeah, I bought the code for Handmade Hero. Oh, crap. HH. And so what I can do is just oh actually no, it's in here. Like I just go down to day 235, right? And I have his code. So I can look at the OpenGL stuff that he does. Boom. So there's him adding OpenGL to the engine. He even has notes on it. And then I can go back and I can see the next day, 236. Where he probably did a lot more work on OpenGL. You see so much streaming time on the horizon. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. That's my recommendation. I think that definitely just start watching this. Like what's wrong with starting to watch Handmade Hero? You know, it's free. It's on YouTube. You can watch it at like 2x speed if you need. But I recommend building your game while you watch, which takes a lot of time. It's very cool. I'm a big fan. And yeah, I mean, he like, look at this. This is me loading X input. Takes no time at all. So that's pretty cool. Loading direct sound. Like, I mean, he walks you through all of this stuff and just like really demystifies game code, right? So yeah, I'm very excited to get working on my game. The first thing I want to learn, so I've still got here, I'm gonna get rid of this. One sec. YouTube. I'm on day 27, like I said. Oh no, this is day 26. Oh, okay. No, I'm on day 28. All right. So I want to get through some of these things Play Droppy Ball on Steam. Yeah. Okay, actually, you recommended for me to look at Ryan Reese. Nonprofit. Is this the right person? Ryan Reese on YouTube. No. Not the right one. Sorry, I want to honor your request to look at someone you watch on YouTube. But this is not the right person. Okay. Ryan Rees 09. Okay. So I can like go to here and Ryan Rees. Oh. Okay. Oh, I have seen them. Yep. I have seen this before. He's popped up. I think, does he have any shorts? No. He's popped up at some point. What's he doing? Let's see. Bot commands. Yeah, I need to, I just don't have any time for anything. Okay, I'm going to assume that this is someone who's going through Handmade Hero. Is that what's going on? Oh, he's not going through Handmade Hero. He's just doing it. He's just doing it. Oh. Oh, okay. So he's not a software developer. Okay, yeah, I might react to this video sometime because I would love to see how someone else approaches this. That's awesome. But yeah, back to this. I want to learn how to put sprites on the screen. I have not learned how to do that yet. And so I'm hoping that this video will do it. I think that that's probably what I'll get to next week. So next Thursday, I'm saying it now. Next Thursday will be Handmade Hero Thursday. I'll be making my game engine. And boom. Handmade Hero Thursday. This is the new schedule. And I'll be working on the game engine. I'll hopefully have a lot more I can work on. Or actually probably, because I do this in my free time, right? So I'll probably end up doing some of this off screen. But I will have some content. I'm going to do just like basic assets. I don't really care about the game looking good. I just want to learn how to make a game from scratch first. So I'll be doing that Thursdays. Sound good? Good. Do you mind if I ask where you are? Are you like in Europe or are you in the US? I'm just curious about time zones. KSA. I'm going to assume USA. KSA. What's KSA? No, I'm not going to assume USA. Ah, okay. Got it. Got it. I just didn't know that's is KSA the kingdom. Okay. Cool. All right. Yep. So it's a little bit beyond the European time zones. Oh wait, I'm going to grab this video 1 sec. I'm going to put it in my stream recommendations or my React recommendations real quick. But yeah, so you'll be here in the mornings then. I usually start streaming about 7 to 7:30 my time. So let's see KSA time. So it's like an hour and 45 minutes from before, so it'd be like 5 p.m. your time is when I start streaming. So there you go. Yeah. Join my Discord. I think I have, let's see. View my channel. Yep, you're seeing all my recommendations. Yep, I have my Discord and my YouTube. Yeah, it's about 3 p.m. European time. Yep. I chose the morning because it hits a lot of time zones. Nighttime here is like middle of the night for a lot of time zones. So anyway, there you go. And I'm gonna call it for today. I might, Sir Lunchalot, I might release a new version of Android Droppy Ball today. So look forward to testing that out. I'm gonna give you a little brief introduction to what I did. I changed the box. So this is now what the box looks like. It's like this polygon that should help with like balls that are down in the corner shouldn't get pushed out, but then we shouldn't have that weird mess of collisions up at the top. You know, that weird bug that you kept seeing? That should be gone now. I'm probably going to revisit this again at some point because it's not perfect. In fact, here, let's just show it. Let me just show you. It's not perfect. So if I like put a little ball down here, like I can still push it out, but I don't know. I think it should be better. So like if I put it up here, like it won't go out the wall very easily. That's kind of what I'm banking on. Anyway. So yeah, expect that. Let me know how it performs. I'm probably going to have to revisit it though, because I think that, I mean, like you saw, it now can go out the bottom. And so I'm a little worried about that, but there you go. That's my update. I'm going to hop off for the day, but thanks for joining. And nice to meet you, Mr. KMMMM. And